talk about workout 14.2. I'm going to go through some strategies, some techniques, and some things just to consider as everybody gets ready to do this workout for week 2 of the CrossFit Opens. The first thing I'm going to talk about that we talked about last time is nutrition. So you want to make sure that your gut is relaxed and it's not stressed out trying to break down foods or whatever might be going on in there. So my suggestion is don't eat an hour or two before. If you're going to eat before you do the workout, make sure it's a good 3 hours before. We touched on this last time. You definitely want to have an empty stomach here, okay? So you don't want to go into the workout having your gut stressed out, having your gut try to work, or for that matter, be full. Some people like to do this on a fasted state where they do the workout early in the AM before they eat. Other people are going to wake up and eat. My suggestion is make sure you're on an empty stomach for this workout, okay? Warming up for this workout is going to be a little bit differently than warming up for 14.1 because the demand of the workout is different. 14.1 was super intense and aggressive. 14.2 is going to be a little bit more paced out, okay? So what you're going to see in 14.2 is going to be more rhythmic, more kind of catching your breath, more finding rhythm and staying inside that rhythm. So the warm-up is going to be a little bit different. My suggestion for 14.2 is to get in there and an hour before you want to do the workout, start getting loose. 5 to 7 minutes on some sort of apparatus like a rower, Airdyne, whatever maybe, just kind of get your rhythm, get your heart pumping, get the body flowing. From there, you're going to go into lots of mobility work, right? So we're looking at the shoulders, the upper back, the hips, and the ankles. Spend time on those areas. Shoulders, upper back, hips, and ankle. You obviously want to have your shoulders and upper back loose because you want to be able to hold that good overhead squat position. You're going to hear lots of people talk about bringing your grip in a little bit closer to make the overhead squat a little bit less demanding on your arms. If you have the mobility to do that, then yes, do that. That will help and save your arms. However, if you've never overhead squatted with a narrow grip, and you're not used to it, my suggestion is don't do it. Because A, if you don't quite have the mobility, then you're going to be squatting and your shoulders are going to instantly rotate and you're going to go into not a very strong position to hold that weight. But B, you're not used to this. You have no strength, you have no training being in this position. So although yes, it is a strong position, if you've never done it before and you're not used to doing it, don't all of a sudden just do it because somebody says it. Stick with what you've been doing over the past year of training and what you're most comfortable with. Pull-up wise, warm up the shoulders, get that shoulder opening, closing on the pull-ups, get the hips and ankles nice and loose to get down to the squat. I mean, we're not going to sit here and go through 8 million different things you can do. My suggestion is check out different websites, different pages where you can look at great mobility work for your hips and your ankles. Get that squat warmed up so you can get low, stand up, and move. Prep work with your equipment, okay? Very similar, keeping the tight, confined space. Some problems I saw happening in 14.1 when people got tired and started dropping the barbell. The barbell's bouncing away from you 5 or 6 feet. You gotta waste another 10 to 15 seconds to pick up the barbell. So take the extra second when you get that barbell down and put it down close to the pull-up bar. Make sure the chalk's right there. Everything's lined up appropriately so you're not wasting time transitioning. Those transitions should be quick and smooth. Pacing and strategy. My suggestion for this is not to be a hero with the chest to bar pull-ups. It's a lot of pull-ups, right? So if you're gunning for the regionals and your team's gunning for a top spot, chances are you have a bunch of people getting into the rounds of 18. That happens, you're looking at over 100 chest to bar pull-ups, okay? So you're not going to be looking to do huge sets. This workout is set up, you can catch your breath, you can pace it, maintain a good pace, and keep that going to save yourself for the later rounds. So if you look at the rounds of 10, round 1, you might look to go 10 and then 5-5. 10 unbroken, round 2. Then you get back to the pull-ups, 5, little shake, 5 reps. You get to round 2 of the 12. You might look to go 12 unbroken and then 8, 4. Round 3 of the 14s, 10, 4. And then from here you might go again 8, 4, 2. Round 4, which is the 16s, right? You're going to change it up a little bit. So now we might go 6, 10, 4, 2, and then we come back out here, we do another, we bring it down again, 6, 5, whatever it may be, right? And when you get down to the 18s, This might be 6, 3, 3, 3, 3. That's just something quick I put up. I'm not saying like that's what you definitely want to do, but my suggestion is to have some sort of game plan where you're breaking up those pull-ups with short sets and something that you can maintain and sustain. However, if your max unbroken chest squat pull-ups is like 15 to 20 reps, then this and this might be broken up right away. Otherwise, you're going to get that muscular fatigue really fast. If you're really good at chest squat pull-ups, that's your forte, and you spent the past year doing a lot of those over a week, and that volume is fine for you, then you're going to stay with like these higher numbers. But when you feel great, don't push it. Take that extra second to break up your sets, fast resets, because that is going to save your arms for these later rounds when you're going to need them most. Okay? Stick to that game plan, whatever game plan you may have, and use your recovery time appropriately. Round 1, you're probably going to have about 90 seconds to recover. Round 2, you're going to have about, again, 90 seconds to 75 seconds of recovery. With 14s, you're going to have about a minute of rest. With 16s, if you get done, you're probably looking at about 30 seconds of rest, give or take. And then the 18s and 18s. So during this time, get a sip of water, relax, move, shake your arms out, chalk your hands up then, so you're not chalking your hands up here. Shake your legs out a little bit. Whatever techniques help you facilitate and flush your system, get your arms and legs and hips relaxed, and mentally get back in the game, do that. Use your recovery time appropriately. Breathing strategies, my last piece I'm going to leave you with, is know your breathing strategy for the overhead squat and for the pull-ups, right? So when you're doing those overhead squats, you have that good position, you might want to think about having those shoulders locked in, relaxing your arms a little bit so you're not so stressed out, but you're still tight. Breathe, breathe. So that might be more of a slow rhythmic breathing if you're used to that. Down, up, down, up. When you get to the overhead squats, you might go into more of a panic breathing without actually panicking. We talk about this a lot at our athletes camps, of those fast turnover movements, being able to get into that panic breathing where you're still under control, but you're getting more air into your body at different times throughout the movement to help your body facilitate the oxygen to allow for higher performance. So used to that, work on that panic breathing during the pull-ups just to keep your body flush with the oxygen that it needs to sustain work. I hope this helps a little bit. Good luck on 14.2.